Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we are going to talk with Naked Spirits co-founder and distiller, Brandon Eckardt, about his company. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Cailee, along with our special guests, Brandon Eckardt, Cailee Baker, Danny Kennard, and Lenny Eckstein.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hi.
Hello. So we've got a... We've got a fun show today. I had a neat little game lined out, and Becca's been with me for 4 or 5 years now, and she didn't even pick up on it. I was going to be closest to the number, had to do a 9-ounce shot. She's like, I'm going to do it. And we had Danny. That was going to be perfect. We figured out a way to get around the rule, but it blew up. So then Cailee was like, well, wait a minute. He's the only one with a 9-ounce glass. So yeah. So, but there you go. Danny's off the hook for right now. We'll see. I tell you, 2 shows into it, he'll do it.
It's only the first.
He'll be loosened up enough. Yeah.
Give us some time.
Yeah. So, but we're going to be talking to Brandon today. Brandon's St. Louis guy. So yeah, just, owns a distillery here, which is pretty cool. Pretty interesting story here. Guy specializes in rum. I got to go there the other day just for a release that they did, and really good stuff. So enjoyed it. We got to talking a little bit, and I invited him to come on this series of shows here. So you're going to hear him on a couple. We do them in groups, of course. But Brandon, I think it's important for our audience to get to know you a little bit. So tell us about yourself on a personal basis. We'll hear about the distillery and all the great things you got going on at Naked Spirits after the break. But tell us about yourself to kick this off.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you. Born and raised here in St. Louis. I've moved around parts of the Midwest there for a little bit, but seem to land right back here in St. Louis every time. Married for 22 years now. Okay. Have 2 boys. One's a sophomore in high school and one's a junior in college.
Okay.
So other than that, you got to see our place when you were here. Love classic cars and fast cars and sports and whatever interests pop up.
Who's your sports team?
Yeah, it's got to be the Cardinals.
There you go.
I'm a baseball guy. It's got to be the Cardinals.
There you go. All right. What part of St. Louis are you from?
West County area. We're out in O'Fallon right now. We've been out in O'Fallon for a while, but my family, we got onto that ancestry deal and started looking around, and I've got family that's come from south, north, west, and now out in St. Charles. So
St. Charles. Okay.
Kind of all over the place. We're 6 generations here in town.
Okay.
What is your favorite classic car? It's a hard one. That's like asking your favorite kid.
I've got one of those, but I won't say it. No, I always go back and forth. Yeah, you get that. I always got to go back and forth. So I'm in a showroom that has cars you wouldn't believe that are here. So I always used to say my favorite one was a 65 Cobra. But I love a 72 Rivy boat tail. They had a 48 Cadillac that was in here. So again, my tastes just kind of go all over the place, depending on if I just want to cruise slow or.
My favorite car of all time is the 59 Cadillac. Do you like that one with the double rocket taillights?
Oh yeah. Did you see the red one that was here?
No, I didn't look through the cars well. I should have. But
oh my gosh, you should have. There's a convertible sitting right at the door.
Oh, wow, that's cool. 59 Caddy. That's the best car ever made, right there. Yeah. What else you guys want to know about Brandon here?
You a football fan?
Football?
Yeah.
God, no, they left.
Exactly.
I'm just
But get this, you can have a little bit, Brandon. You can have a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell
I'm a Tennessee Titans fan.
We don't mind that. We beat them in
the
Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and aren't we playing them tonight? No, it's the Chargers.
We don't follow them anymore.
It's a big deal for me to be on this podcast and not be watching the Titans game tonight. But I have high hopes that we'll be done by the third quarter and I'll be able to watch the last quarter.
When the Rams came into town, I was downtown on Market Street watching the big caravan of the moving vans come in. And excited and loved it. And it was the greatest show on turf for a long time. Love football.
It is the Rams that we're playing tonight, coincidentally.
But I don't care anymore.
Yeah. We don't care anymore.
I know you don't care anymore.
The only thing I care about is I want him to beat the shit out of Stan Kroenke in that lawsuit, and they're kicking his ass right now. I'll say that. It's going to be fun to see how this thing ends up. But
I just want to see the Titans beat their ass tonight. So.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. Yeah, I hope so too.
The good thing is the world finally gets to see what kind of a schmuck Kroenke is.
Yeah, because he sure shit on us on the way out of town, so it's nice to see it the tables turn. So
yeah,
that's cool. What else you guys want to know?
So I hate sports, so I'm more curious about rum, since that's your thing. And amongst the other, I got all kinds of questions, but I'm curious how you even landed on rum. I mean, I think it's pretty awesome, but
that's what I've always enjoyed drinking. I think it all goes back to my freshman year in college when I lost my left shoe and forgot my name for a couple of days. So everybody starts out with cheap rum.
Probably that makes you stop drinking, but you
just had to muscle through it, right?
Yeah, I guess so. That's why I don't drink vodka anymore.
Right.
Well, there's probably other reasons.
But then
a few.
Then I started kind of getting into the story of it. Rum is awesome because you can find some really incredible stuff that it kind of has a price ceiling. So you can find some amazing rums for under $50 a bottle, which is crazy. And the more you start exploring and distilling and the spirits business, it's all stories. And the stories that I started to learn with rum and the history of it and stuff just made me want to make it.
Molasses or cane sugar?
I actually use cane sugar. So I started with molasses in the beginning, and it didn't give me the flavors that I like. So I actually take a first run granulated cane sugar that comes straight from the farm in Louisiana.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Well, there's a little bit about Brandon on a personal basis, and we're going to find out about his business and those cars too. That's another part of it. So we'll talk about all that stuff after the break. For right now, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Cailee. Cailee, what do you got there?
All right. Well, I picked a couple of new bottles tonight. One of my big rules in bourbon is to never leave a bottle unopened. So, I found 4 that I was able to crack open tonight. So this is Gate 11 Rye Whiskey, Kentucky Straight, from Gate 11 Distillery in Chattanooga.
Oh, Jesus. That's pretty good. That's going to be tough to beat.
I am coming off a 4-episode win, right? So.
Oh, yeah. You're investing heavily in this. So, yes. Is she going to be one of these types that just buys the bottles and then throws them away because she wants to win the cork pop, and then she just
she'll
do
that.
Go on this shelf and go to further tastings with my friends. That's
okay, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to have someone drive by your house and check the trash this week. Bet you those bottles are in there. Yeah. All right, Brandon, what do you got, man?
I'm actually drinking a friend's rum from Key West. It's called Bad Bitch. It's Key West First Legal Distillery. I'm afraid
that was decent. It was decent.
Okay.
Not enough to take the lead or anything, but it was decent.
All right.
All right. Let's see what Danny's got. Wild card just came up. We don't normally have this. If it does not beat Cailee's pop, you have to do a 9-ounce shot. That's a very little known Bourbon Daily rule.
And
wow, it just happened to hit. It just literally just hit.
Yeah. Go for it. Let's see
if
it wins.
Got, Danny. Danny's on mute, so I doubt we're going to hear anything here.
You should have told him, Steve.
We're going to finish off my seagrass here.
Okay. Let's see Okay. No, not enough.
Squeak.
Danny,
Full squeak.
9 out shot time, but enjoy that seagrass. So that seagrass is fantastic, man. I love that stuff. Wow. I talk too much about it. Everybody's wanting to go out and get it now. All right, Lenny, how about you, man? What do you got?
I mean, I'm thinking about just bowing out.
Yeah.
After that
Might as well do a screw cap at this point.
I know, but I don't have any screw caps. I do have a unopened bottle of Long Branch. I'll throw it away after this cork pop.
Nothing. Would you turn your mic off? Did you mute that? I saw you press
It
something.
was
You muted it.
deafening on my side.
Oh, it's deafening. Yeah. Yeah. Becca, what do you got?
So I've got a special bottle here that I didn't even realize was this special because I don't know if we didn't talk about this at my house. If I'm just dumb, I don't know. But I've got this bottle of Deer Hammer. This is a single barrel select of American single malt whiskey. It is bottled exclusively for no one cares that you're from Colorado. It was in an X-Speed barrel. It's 51% alcohol, and it is bottle number 1 of 2000. Lenny?
Wow.
Oh,
1 of
shit.
2000.
Why did you not say anything about this?
I might have. I don't remember.
I don't think
drunk.
you fucking did. This is like I would have not been we clearly were drinking it, enjoying it, which because it's delicious. But like I never even fucking looked at this. Like,
Bottle number 1.
This is the last drink that's coming out of it for a little while because that's to me that's a special bottle. So
Gotta savor it.
You can have
yeah, and
bottles
also
of
it says in there that no one cares you're from Colorado, Lenny. So
yeah, pretty witty.
but this stuff is delicious, so I'm excited to have some. Let's see how it pops.
Okay. Again, just decent. Not enough to beat Cailee. I don't expect to beat her here. I've got Restoration from Castle and Key. They're rye. So let's see what we got here. No, nothing going on there. Not enough. Cailee, you've won again. When's the last time you lost a cork pop?
I won all 4 last time we recorded, so this would be the 5th in a row.
Wow. Cheers, gang.
And that was the first time the last time I had won. So
Sounds like cheating.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Cheers.
Right now,
if anybody's cheating around here, it's Katie Joyce with her expensive ass microphone.
Oh yeah. She bought a mic just so she can win. No one's touched my consecutive streak of 384 consecutive wins. So we've got a long way to go. All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk to Brandon about his company, Naked Spirits. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Cailee, owner of the ABV Network, and I'm excited to announce a brand new partnership with Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Many of you have perhaps heard of Leatherwood via our co-host on the Bourbon Daily, Cailee Baker, who works there. Well, they are now an official sponsor of the network, and we look forward to everyone getting to know a little bit more about them. Company founder Andrew Lang brought his brewing and distilling hobby with him during his years of service as a Green Beret in the United States Army. Whether he was at his home base of Fort Campbell or during tours of duty in places like Italy or Afghanistan, Lang distilled whatever was available to him locally. We are excited about getting to know Andrew Lang and his team better via our programming and are planning a trip down there for the ABV Network crew very soon. In the meantime, check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com where they will ship bottles directly to you, including their special Remembering 9/11 series, which is raising money for military charities. Seriously, get out there, buy some bottles, help a good cause, and let us know what you think. We're really excited about this partnership. Hello, this is Steve Cailee, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward Certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival, It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
This is BR 549, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking to Brandon Eckhart of Naked Spirits.
Yes, we are. So, Brandon, tell us a little bit about the company. We're going to have everybody can ask whatever they like here, but I'll just kick it off by just in general, tell us about Naked Spirits.
Yeah, so we're a fairly new distillery in the St. Louis area. We're just west of the city a little bit. We specialize in rum. That's what we love. That's what we drink. That's what we make, and we're unapologetic about it. We make some fun, funky stuff. Steve, when you were here at our tasting, you tried one of the funkiest ones that we've made. But we've got a lot of really cool barrel expressions that are on their way right now, where we've got some secondary barrels that are out there that are amazing port wines and stouts and barley wines. And we've got some Blantons and some Wellers and all kinds of stuff that we've got on some secondary barrels right now. We just hit our 2-year anniversary about 2 weeks ago. So we're going to start popping those barrels here real soon.
Very nice. Very nice. And the car deal, what came first? Were you into the car thing and then you guys got into distilling, just an offshoot because it's two different things you like? Or how does this partnership? Because when you come up, you go through the door, then you take a left, you go into this showroom of really fixed up hot rods and old time cars and all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah,
no, it's really kind of a cool story. So my business partner, there's actually 5 of us now total, but 2 of us started it. He had a show on TV where they built custom cars. They were on the Discovery Network. It was called Speed is the New Black. They had a really cool launch party right before everything got started. And he and I were making rum in my garage as a hobby. In Missouri, we can do that stuff and even tell everybody we are.
Not the feds, but
not the feds, but the state.
Yeah, get to the feds, but yeah.
So right before the party hit, I made him a special bottle to commemorate his TV show getting started. And he walked around all night and he gave everybody samples of it. By the end of the night, the guys that owned the car shop pulled us both off to the side and said, have you guys thought about turning this hobby into a business? And you say the rest is history with it, but it kind of is. So we've got a space in the car shop. I see these incredible, amazing hot rods coming in and out all day. And you get to sip on some good rum along the way too.
Yeah. Very nice. What do you guys want to know?
I don't want to know what still you run.
We're still on our first still. So we just have a 100-gallon pot still.
Awesome.
We use it's a column still. We have 6 plates in it. So it's pretty labor intensive right now. We've got our second one that we've already got picked out, ready to go. We think we're gonna go to a continuous on the next step. Because what we do, we experimented with a whole lot of different sugars, different farms, molasses, granulated sugar, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of yeast. And what we found is we really like to start with the cleanest distillate that we can. So we use a granulated first run sugar that comes straight off the farm in Louisiana. So we like the fact that we'll go pretty clean on the distillate. Then we get to play with it after that.
I think that's pretty cool that you're sourcing Louisiana grown cane sugar. Like I've at Deer Hammer, we just started making rum and taking it a little bit more seriously. And, we went with molasses out of Crosby, which is in Canada. And it's kind of cool. It's an old historic trade route, but they're getting it from the Caribbean. It's pretty awesome that you guys are getting it from just a little way south of you.
Yeah, and we, like I said, we looked all over and I researched a lot of sugar and everything else that goes on with it. And for us in the Midwest, the best way that I always explain sugar is a lot like corn. Some corn's super sweet, some corn isn't. It's the same with sugar. You get further down south into Florida and into Mexico and the Caribbean, the sugar gets a whole lot sweeter. We like the nutrient levels that we get off of the place that we get it from. Well, as a matter of fact, I've got, as long as I don't fall off my chair here.
Oh, that'd be good for the show.
Wouldn't it? I don't know if you can really see it here, but this is the sugar that we use.
That looks like an 8-ounce sugar shot.
Yeah.
Pretty close. But it's, it gives it a really cool caramel smell, caramel flavor to it. And we love the distillate that comes out.
What else do you guys want to know?
What do you age your rum in for barrels? Do you guys do anything kind of special with like any sort of barrel aging?
We do. The one thing we wanted to do, we wanted to be able to have a product on the shelf pretty quickly. So we started out, we went straight down to Independent Stave in Lebanon, who's also right here in the state.
Nice.
We talked to them with their Evo Oak program that they've got and chips. And here's my first barrel. So it's all chipped up.
Nice.
And remember, I've got custom car guys in my shop, so they're incredible with a welder.
That's an X factor, is what we like to say in a distillery. There's every distillery has some sort of X factor, and having people in there that can weld for you.
Oh my God, it's awesome. So I came up with this crazy idea on a pressure fed system to feed our distillate through the chips. And the first one that we came up with, we call it our St. Louis Private Reserve. We just got a bronze medal at ADI a couple of weeks ago with it. And the cool part of it, cool and bad at the same time, I wasn't allowed to tell the judges what we did, but we only aged it for 2 weeks. And I mean, you can see the color in there. That's a 2-week-old rum.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, looks like molasses or something.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
That's pretty cool.
You guys do tours at your place?
We do on Fridays and Saturdays. We don't go to the car side on it, but we do tours Fridays and Saturdays where you can taste it and see the dog and pony show here and all the good stuff.
You guys do cocktails as well?
Yeah.
Not yet. Our space isn't really conducive to having cocktail nights. What we do is special events. So like Steve came to our second anniversary party where we opened up the entire place.
You had cocktails there. Yeah.
Yeah. Stuff like that we'll do, or we'll do speakeasy type nights with the people that follow us. Food truck nights, things like that, where we can specially plan an event.
How did you know me? When I walked in there, you knew who I was. How did you know me?
I saw your picture at the post office. No. So, Adam Stump right down the street. So when I first got into this, we actually, we ran before we started to crawl, and we came up with a deal where we could sell a rum to a local radio station, and I needed a distillery that could pull it off. So
it's the right place. Yeah,
oh, it's great.
Go to Stump. Yeah.
He's a freaking mad scientist.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
His place is awesome. Yeah.
Have you seen his new still?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Good Lord.
He did a run on it, and it was clean. No leaks other than one of the face plates leaked a little bit, but pretty good for all that he's done with that thing.
Yeah.
So he's close. He's really close.
I knew that he's been on your show a handful of times. My distributor told me about you when we first got out, and I've been meaning to reach out to you. And then it was just fun to see you at the end of the bar.
Yeah. Just randomly show up. So yeah.
Right.
Well, what got me was the gooey butter cake. I mean, I'm a St. Louis guy, and we famously had a pick one time from Peerless that tasted like gooey butter cake. So it's kind of a thing. And I talked to Danny and the legend, the other guy that we were with, the guy in the little scooter.
Yep.
And we were like, we got to go up there for that. So yeah, we all got together and showed up.
That's the fun stuff that we come up with. So we've done a banana Foster. We did a watermelon lemonade that kind of tastes like bazooka bubble gum.
Mm-hmm.
Our flavors are odd. We don't do the pineapple, coconut, stuff like that you see on the shelf from some of the big guys.
Yeah.
We like some weird flavors.
Yeah.
And
Kelly, you were saying something else too? No, I think you were, but we'll check the tape. Let me hold on. Let me check the tape. Oh, and there it is.
Yes. I was asking about tours, and then shoot. Now I totally forgot. Yeah. I think I was going to ask about the cocktails, and then Beka asked about the cocktails.
Sure. She pre-gamed a little bit, so. Yeah.
I did too. We both pre-gamed.
Yeah.
See,
Danny, what does Danny want to know?
For us women.
So you did ask about cocktails. We are launching here, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. The artwork finally came back. The labels are being finalized now, but we've got a tiki mix that's called the Naked Tiki.
Oh, but that's good.
Yeah, so we'll have a lot of fun with that.
So this cocktail,
guys. So what will like eventually
drink naked?
Eventually, what is your main cocktail? Like, what's your favorite cocktail that you guys will make eventually? Like, is there one that you guys came up with? Is it just a play on another? Like, because here's the thing, like at our place, we do a lot of old fashions. We do an adult root beer, which is just a cream with root beer. Like we do a Papa's Sweet Tooth, which is but there's none of the ones that we have are necessarily like wild cocktails that like you've never seen before. Do you guys stick with the basics, or do you guys come up with ones that like maybe people have never heard of or never seen before? Like, what's your thing? Because and this is just like from our side of things, ours are not crazy cocktails because the guys that we hired were not hired to be bartenders. We have drinks that they can make, but they are hired to be tour guides and to be, lead tastings, work in the gift shop, work in the back, and they just so happen to be able to follow a drink recipe. And so that's what they do. And so they can make, a select number of cocktails. What's your guys's, what's your base on that?
We've got a handful of the go-to cocktails. So when we have tastings, we have 4 or 5 that we always have online that are kind of basics, but maybe just a little bit of play off of them. I love the history of rum. There's so much history to it. It's incredible. So I like to find, there you go. I like to find some old cocktails. Like I've got a colonial cocktail called the Stone Fence on the menu right now, which is kind of like an adult apple cider. So it was actually invented during the Revolution. Long story short, the guy that ran his troops wanted to invade a fort with the British, and the British had cannons. His mountain men didn't have any weapons, so he wanted to get his guys really, really drunk before they ran full speed at the guys with cannons.
Fair enough.
That was his cocktail. But we love a lot of those things where we'll mix 1 or 2 historical drinks in the mix too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So long term, what are you looking to be? So you're only 2 years into this thing very early on. Down the road, are there going to be other distilled spirits? You're going to just strictly stick with the rum, and if so,
ask about whiskey too.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was going to ask about. Is like, are you planning on doing a whiskey? Because that's what we're all here for, right? We all want to talk about bourbon, but also we want to hear.
I know.
Stuff.
I'm here.
I got on the show. I got to tell you, I'm a little intimidated. This is bourbon world. No, that's when I said we were kind of unapologetic about making rum. That's what we love, and that's what we drink. And there's a side to rum that bourbon drinkers will love. This side to rum if you try it and get used to it, because a lot of rums out there are really, really close to a bourbon, but they're going to finish just a hair sweeter. And it's not stuff that you back sweeten or anything like that. But there's estate quality rums that are amazing that we just don't know. So that's what we want to stick with.
There's so like our good friends over at Rolling Fork Spirits, Turner Wathen and Jordan Morris. Like those,
you should definitely get to know them. Yeah,
they do rum, and we bottle it here at our place, and they do just some really cool things with some bourbon barrel aged rums and some finishes and stuff, and they're fantastic, and a lot of rums too, like. People that don't drink a lot don't necessarily realize this, but there's a lot of rums and a lot of tequilas and stuff that the finish on them are just like sipping them neat. It feels just like you are sipping a whiskey or a bourbon, and it's just as enjoyable. It's just not exactly maybe what you would generally drink, but there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you like, there is sipping rums, all those things that people don't always realize. Everyone just thinks of Captain Morgan and they think they just need to take it as a shot. They need to mix it with stuff. There's plenty of rum out there that is delicious, and you do not have to drink. You can just drink it neat or on the rocks, and it's going to be fantastic. So
yeah. That's exactly right. So
you don't have to have a bourbon to be relevant by any means.
And I like bourbon. But for me, I want to get really good at what we do. We're still in this huge learning phase. We're 2 years out. I started making it in my garage 3 years ago. Our learning stage is just going through the roof right now and stuff that we're trying to figure out. We want to get really, really good at what we do before we step into a world where, let's face it, there's a whole lot of people that are really good at making bourbons. Rum's kind of the unknown. I mean, I'm in the Midwest making rum.
Kind of have an edge on that, on everybody else, being kind of the outsider in, the Midwest that's making rum outside of, normal people are making whiskey and stuff. So you have that little bit of an edge of, there's this local rum distillery, whereas, you can find 100 bourbon distilleries within 100 miles, but how many distilleries do you find that really focus on rum and can do it really freaking well? So
right, I'm
excited to come see you.
Thank you. The other thing that we're really excited about is I've got so many cool distilleries around here that I love to send people to those distilleries along the way to try their stuff. And I'm kind of in a way in my own little island right now. This is what we make. This is what we love. This is what we do. And by the way, you want a great gin, hit up Pinckney Bend, or, a bourbon, you want 630 or Stumpy's or Woodhat, or, there's so many places right around us that just make some awesome stuff.
Yeah. Really cool stuff. Definitely. Well, Brandon, good get to know you a little bit. And yeah, we should definitely get you hooked up to talk to Turner and Jordan. Those guys, they do things just a little bit differently because they don't distill, but they buy rum from all over the world. They literally buy the best that's available out there, which is pretty cool. So they know about everything. They know the trends. They know what's really good, what works out there. And then they do some things like finishes and stuff like that they do in-house at their partnership with Neely, which is pretty cool. But
really
cool. Definitely good to talk to those guys. They know what they're doing, and they're making some of the best. To me, they're beating the world of rum out there because the products they put out are just amazing.
Fortuitous Union.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is a rye whiskey mixed with rum.
Yeah.
Is delicious.
The biggest problem with rum, I always think, is it doesn't know what it wants to be when it grows up. And it's a very old product. It's older than bourbon, but at the same time, the lack of rules and, bourbon is so formalized. It's really helped it. And rum with this, you can add flavorings and colorings and all kinds of crazy bullshit. It's made for tough. So Brandon, you're doing things the right way. Continue to do them the right way. It's going to work out well for you. And, you just need to really educate consumers on, why you're different. And I think coming on shows like this helps out. I hope.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll wrap this up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Brandon, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you if they want to follow this journey?
Obviously in the distillery here in Brentwood. So you can get on our website at www.nakedspirits.com. You can follow us on Facebook at Naked Spirits. You can hit us up on Instagram, same thing. We're in a handful of retailers around the city. We can also ship anywhere in Missouri. Hopefully someday we're going to get the rule change where we can ship outside of Missouri, but for right now we can only ship in the state. But come see us. We'd love to have you. We'd love to share what we've got. And again, I appreciate being able to share our story a little bit.
Absolutely. All right, Cailee, how about you? Where can people find you?
Find me on Instagram at the Bourbon Bakers and come see me out at Leatherwood Distillery.
Okay. Danny, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook. At Daphne Kennard.
Danny was just added in right there. He wasn't actually on the show, but we just sound like where we just put Danny in right there. All right, Lenny, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me, the rest of Deer Hammer, on all the social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Meta, whatever. What else? You can order our stuff online at our website, deerhammer.com, ship straight to your door, and you can come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
Cool. When are you coming out with your own line of flannel shirts, where it's the Lenny shirts and all size, either small or medium though? That's the only problem. I won't get to enjoy those.
You guys have flannel shirts there?
I've been looking for the right flannel
Stumpy's
shirt.
has them. Why can't you have them?
Well, it's not. It can't just be any flannel shirt. It's got to be the perfect flannel shirt.
Got to be the Lenny flannel shirt.
Right. Yeah. You're dedicated to it, I guess. Makes sense.
We're getting there.
And you need a size 3X.
There you go. Otherwise, Danny gets critical of you and he blasts you online. He ripped on my products on a live show one time. In front of a guest. I forget. Freddie No was on the show from Jim Beam. And there's Danny just ripping on my products right on the thing. It doesn't carry this. It doesn't have a zipper for the front. Beka, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me at Neely Family Distillery, picking out single barrels. You can also find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. That's the one to check out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, our shop. Maybe you want to buy my book. It's all out there at abvnetwork.com. Beka, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right. Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.